Hello YouTube, I'm Tef and I'm a nurse main in Dead by Daylight. Whoa, yes, got the grab! Hell yeah! I started playing nurse in July of 2020, and I reached rank 1 killer for the very first time on August 9th, 2020, and since then I have not missed a single rank 1 each reset. Okay, this has clearly been worked on. By someone. They found a fucking key! They found a key in a hatch! As a relatively new nurse main, not only do I still mess up my blinks from time to time, which my Twitch followers can definitely attest to, but I can also clearly remember the struggles that I faced when first learning nurse. In this video, I will be going through some of the tips and tricks that really helped me to end chases sooner and apply more pressure to the survivors as nurse. This video is going to assume basic knowledge of the game as well as what controls are used for nurse. Before we get into the nurse tips and tricks though, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bing bong to make sure you get notified every single time I post a video. Okay, getting right into it. Tip number 1, stay calm and don't blink. Nurse is an accumulative type fatigue mechanic, and you probably already know that you go into fatigue as nurse after every single blink. But did you know that the total time for a cough is increased with each additional chain blink and swing? If you blink once, the base fatigue is 2 seconds. For each additional blink, this time increases by 0.5 seconds. Assuming that you aren't running add-ons, if you use the maximum 2 blinks, the fatigue will last 2.5 seconds instead of 2. If you then swing, even more time will be added to the fatigue. Now I don't know about you, but I don't really want to spend the entire game in fatigue. The general rule of thumb that I use to get around this issue is to only use 1 blink for traveling around the map and to only use the second blink if I think there's a good chance of actually hitting the survivor. This means that if a survivor looks like they are holding W, you shouldn't use your second blink. If a survivor has double backed, a second blink may be used. In terms of swinging, ideally you should only swing when you can guarantee a hit, but this point is more about practice and patience, so just keep in mind that the window to swing before fatigue hits is longer than you probably think. Tip number 2, don't confuse reaction for prediction. When watching a rank 1 nurse main on Twitch or YouTube, you may have seen them do some things that look a little bit like prediction. And as a killer main, there are indeed times when you do need to use a little bit of prediction or mind games, but as nurse, it is definitely stronger when reaction is used instead of prediction. The best nurse mains will often blink to a point where they can see where the survivor will go with their first blink, and then if they have chosen the correct spot, they will be able to see whether the survivor has gone on or double backed, and then they can use their second blink to blink to the survivor's exact location and get a swing. If the survivor goes out of range, this also means that the killer can then save their second blink and hence reduce fatigue time, as I mentioned in tip 1. There are 2 common scenarios where this tactic mainly applies. These are when the survivor is in the open and when the survivor approaches a corner. If a survivor is in the open, the best option for nurse is to watch what they are doing. If they are holding W, save your second blink until you can get close enough. Then blink to where they are running from, not to where they are running to. This way, if they double back or run forward, you can still catch them with your second blink. If a survivor is approaching a corner, you kind of want to blink directly to that corner, and as you land, you want to turn and face the corner. This way you can see both walls of the corner within your field of view and determine if the survivor held W or double backed. More than half of the time when I use this tactic, survivors tend to run straight into my face and it's kind of hilarious, so I promise you this is a good one to use. Tip number 3, it's okay to use prediction when survivors are vaulting or falling. If you watch my stream, you've probably heard me say that the time that a survivor uses to vault is the time for me to charge my blink. Even more so if a survivor is falling, or better yet, falling from a vault. There is no need to worry about reaction or prediction when a survivor is vaulting or falling or doing both at the same time, because you can easily see where they're going to land or you can predict where they're going to land, and this means that you can blink there ahead of them. Just make sure that if you blink there ahead of them, you're not swinging too early and missing the hit completely. Alright, those are 3 tips you can use to end chase faster as nurse and climb the ranks more quickly than ever before. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you over on my Twitch channel for more great nurse tips and tricks. Finally, if you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up and a comment with your favourite nurse tip. Catch you all next time! If you watch my stream, you've probably heard me say that the time used by a